If you lost them, I will find it. Time after time. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Real Rasta Boy TV, and it's your boy, the Real Rasta Boy. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at the same time, the same damn name. Anyway, it's R&B Divas LA season finale night on the Real Rasta Boy TV. And oh my God, I'm telling you all, I was waiting all night up for the finale. Even fell asleep, jump up, wake up. It was not even 10 o'clock yet, because I was so anxious to want to see this finale. Because, you know, last week, the second to last episode of R&B Divas LA gave us a little synopsis of the fact that Kelly Price and Dawn, what her last name is, I can't remember, Dawn Robinson, whatever her last name is doing the monologue still, not your mama, what monologue, whatever it's called. And the divas would realize they're doing it, so they obviously was not damn book so much that they're still doing the monologue. Anyway, I don't know if it's me or not, but it seemed like TV1 was throwing Kelly and Dawn some shit, because they were nowhere inside this last finale episode. I don't know if it was some editing or what, but I saw no sign of Kelly, no sign of Dawn anywhere giving their little 2 cents about nothing anywhere. But Kelly said that she would support the girls when the monologue or whatever came out. She was nowhere inside. She wasn't even for the official first night of the show. She didn't show up and she didn't show out, and she didn't do no damn support. So I dying for the R&B Divas reunion next week to find out what the hell happened with this so-called support that you were gonna give Miss Kelly Price. Anyway, not gonna speak too much on Miss Kelly Price and Dawn, who was so booked they were absent. So let's ignore them both and act like they were not part of the damn episode. Okay? So, you know, the night started out, you know, the girls rehearsing, the girls having jitters, the girls are nervous, which is expected. They have not expressed themselves in this way to anyone, maybe unless, you know, somebody personally too close to them, or, you know, maybe a psychiatrist or something. But they have not revealed themselves this way to it's the huge ass audience in a long time. Well, never, ever. So I was surprised. This place was packed. They had a big ass auditorium. They had a lot of people showed up. They had press and stuff. So I'm sure that this was very well promoted in the LA area. They had backroom stage makeup and hair stylists. They had wardrobe people. They had a full glam. They had a band, including Little Mo's husband, who was in charge of the music. They had backup singers. So it was a full-ass production. And Fred, big shout out to you, Fred, for pulling off this monologue, or actually Divas log. That's what they called it. And bringing it to full circle, because Miss Kelly Price could not, with her entourage, do this by herself and her people. So thanks and big shout out to Fred for, you know, pulling it together and making this a huge success. And we the audience appreciate it, because I was very much thrilled at the outcome. Okay, so let me break it down. So first went up, you know, they all came out, they all sat down, and the first person to go up was gonna be Miss Chante Moore. You know, there are 4 girls that are left, you know, 2 missing, we don't know what they're about, and then we don't want to talk about them again. So Chante Moore came out, and Chante Moore told her story. Chante Moore told her story and gave us a background that when she was a young girl, age 6 or 4 or whatever, she used to see her mom and dad show affection, and she lust or wanted to be married and have a husband and so forth and so on. So when she grew up, she wanted to emulate the relationship that her mom and dad had. Also, she shed some light on the fact that when she, you know, I guess, you know, she grew up in the church and so forth and so on, she saw members in the church, a male so in particular that was very much older than her, that she liked, and he was not supposed to like her back, but he did. He was 18, she was 14, and I guess he thought the way obviously these teenagers are these days, they're so fast, you know, they're ready to pound, bam, bam, bam. So she said at age 14, she was not ready. And this guy forced himself onto her, and when she was not ready for sexual relations, he, you know, bowed out and, you know, shunned her. So that was her story she shared with us. Then next, my girl Lil Mo came on, and Lil Mo being gangsters always. We know Lil Mo from Baltimore, all of that stuff, and giving us hood. She challenged her alter ego, which is, well, not alter ego. Her real name is Cynthia, and she was giving us a Cynthia version versus Lil Mo version. I'm sure this was news to me. I never knew that Lil Mo, you know, before one of her birthdays years ago, and before her first album, she was assaulted and had 23 stitches in her forehead or face area, and that even she was also like, this Diva monologue was so like busted wide open, push the door down, barrier stuff was all open up, you know, and showing us the good, the bad and good side of all these divas that have been through stuff that we all have been through. So it was so much that they, you know, they were pouring out on the stage to us, so you know, showing us that they're real people that just like us. They're not some divas and, you know, celebrities on high pedestal or whatever. Then next, you know, my girl Michel'le came out. Sorry, not Michel'le, but Claudette Ortiz. And can we talk about Claudette Ortiz's beauty? She is like a Latina. I don't know what she's mixed with. She's just pretty curly hair, flawless. I'm like, Claudette Ortiz, that last name Ortiz in our Norway is a Spanish last name. So you girl must have been mixed with some kind of 3 different tribe, race, whatever. Girl, you are glowing. And I'm saying no lie. Claudette Ortiz came on, she's told her story. She sat down with a spotlight dim on her, and she sat and told the audience about, you know, when she was 14, you know, a guy that she was so-called friends with, you know, forced himself onto her, cut open her jeans, rip her panties off, took advantage of her, basically raped her. And, you know, at 21, she was getting married. What, 21, she had her first child. 23, she was married. By 29, she was divorced. And she was having all this issue with having self-worth. Because, you know, all this she went through, you know, between all those ages and stuff, from 14, I guess, to 21, she was trying to find balance somewhere, and she couldn't find it. She thought that the next person would be better for her. Then the last person came out, Miss Michel'le, you know, her squeaky, childish voice. But, you know, Michel'le is going to give us a lot of laughter. She sat down, she told us a story about how she felt like taking her life. And the last one that she saw before she took all them 4 different kind of pills was her 10-year-old daughter, where she said goodbye to. That was so emotional to know that your daughter is right there looking at you like, Mommy, what's wrong? You know, it should look like you're looking sleepy or whatever. And there goes you taking pills to take your own life. And the last person that saw you was your daughter. The moral of the story is, I'm glad that she's alive, obviously. She did not take her life, but she felt some type of way that everything, that she was a bad mother, she was a bad friend, she was a bad lover. So she wasn't having no relationship with anybody, relations or any kind of stuff. So she know why she was being a bad lover. But Michel'le's story is very prominent in today's society, where people sometimes just wake up one day and they just feel like the burden of the world is on them. You know, their financial situation, you know, car, you know, house, apartment, you know, bills, everything's just so heavy. And why go through all this? Rather than to go through all this, I would just rather to be out. Out mean that take my life, let me go somewhere and be at peace and get myself out of all this misery. So I'm sure everybody can relate to everybody's story tonight, from Chante Moore's, you know, wanna find, you know, emulates, you know, mother and father relationship, to marry someone, Michel'le to, you know, commit suicide, to Lil Mo, you know, having issues with her inner feelings and stuff, you know, pretty beautiful Claudette Ortiz being raped at an early age and trying to find a man to maybe fill that gap of, you know, somebody better. Anyway, the divas pull all this DivaLogues beautifully. I appreciate TV1 for giving us an awesome finale, because in retrospect, if these divas didn't pull together and work with Fred and keep on pushing, and also including Little Mo's husband, that I still can't understand why his hair is always so nappy and his outfits are always so raggedy. And he look like, he says 28 or something like that. He look like he's at least 35. I'm sorry, Little Mo. I like you, but your husband needs a full glam squad makeover. Anyway, the divas said they want to go on tour with it and take it on tour around the around the US and stuff, which I would definitely want to go see that in person. They sang in between. The finale song was Time After Time. It was beautiful. I will find it time for time. See, I will be waiting time after time. I will find it. So, R&B Divas LA was a good finale. If y'all agreed, please thumbs up this video and share y'all comments about what y'all thought about R&B Divas LA. And please, we don't want to hear about who was not present in this finale, because we're going to see all that wretchedness and messiness on R&B Divas LA reunion next week with my beautiful friend in my head, my auntie Wendy, daytime show host Williams, will be hosting R&B Divas LA on TV1. So make sure y'all set your DVRs or whatever y'all watch y'all shit on when y'all not home, because it's gonna be messy next week. Okay, please now go ahead and leave y'all comments. And before y'all go, if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button at the top so you can get all the juiciness about all of it is I'll be posting about this R&B Divas and more on The Real Rasta Boy TV. And make sure y'all checking out my blog, therealrastaboy.blogspot.com, for more. Alright, I'm gone. It's getting late and I'm damn tired. Okay, deuces.